Y'all want another video?
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get on into episode 4 of Pose, baby. Come on, Peach. Luscious femme queen body. Titties, yeah.
Especially when they're about to bring shame to my house by walking a category dinner.
Come on, music. He said Siamese. She's from the Pacific Islands. Uh-oh.
Excuse me, I think you may have. If I squeezed you, I wouldn't be able to get enough out of you to fill a Dixie cup of lemonade.
Oh, not a Dixie cup of lemonade.
Different houses doesn't mean I don't got feelings for you when you get clocked like that. Not you. You pass. The most I've ever.
Quesadillas today. Ooh, Stan. Where were you for Christmas, though, Stan? That's the question I'm asking. I mean, we all know where he was at, but you know.
Big butts and hips. I get that.
Live. Work. Pose.
Every time that intro comes on, I gotta give this show a little razzle dazzle, a little cha-cha-cha-cha, a little ooh, long arms. Oh, Damon, I like Damon being happy.
Injecting both of you?
Wait a minute,
You
what?
should go first. Okay, bitch, pump the brakes. I got a couple questions first. Results.
Baby. Uh-oh. Oh my, a leader.
$1,000. What was her name?
Ooh,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yes.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did use
One
it?
time it came off.
One time.
What?
Well,
Not one time it came off, bitch. Wait a minute.
Just let the aspirin kick in.
Blanca, jump in. Mm-mm.
Her signage, you're embarrassed.
Ooh. This conversation. Ooh. This conversation. Yes, Christopher Maloney, like TV crush, Christopher Maloney. I have him to thank for my love for Law and Order, okay? What? Ooh, look at Mr. Come on, Electra.
no one keeps fucking the way we do. It's just not sustainable.
Don't be vulgar, Dick. We do have something special.
2 marriages?
There.
Oh,
It
this
just
conversation.
does. I know what I like, but I can't explain why my dick gets hard knowing that yours is there. All I know is that I want it in the room. Now, maybe it's because
Ooh.
As real as that wig on your head?
Ooh.
Well, these legs are real. These cheekbones are real. This little waist is real. I will never judge a girl for enhancements, but they need to convince a skeptical audience searching for falsities. And you are convincing no one. If you walk out that door, you might as well be walking as an evangelista because I only raise winners.
Hard, Miss Girlie, about a category that you can actually win.
Damn.
Why don't you take that mic and shove it up your loose ass and go fuck yourself?
Ooh.
I do so every day.
Ooh.
With glee, bitch.
Ooh, extravaganza.
Bang, bang, bitch. Bang, bang.
Where have you been, bitch? Bang, cock. Bang, bang, bitch. Bang, bang. Look, Electra. See, they humanized Electra. I'm loving this. Aphrodite extravaganza over here is sickening.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
I don't think so.
You don't think so.
What's that even mean?
You got this 17-year-old baby word. Okay.
Invested. It's not every time.
Well, whose fault is that? You said it felt better.
Oh. Ricky, this ain't a
Oh,
joke.
listen to little Poppy. He won.
50.
You should have told me.
And if I had, what would it have changed? The only way you can get HIV is if you're the receiver. I've only bottomed like 2 times.
Look at Blanca and look at his dumb butt talking about if only if you receive, then you get HIV. Stop it. Ooh.
About shit, it's my job to teach them. What's the point
I
of
live
you
for
never
Blanca
let
and Pray Tell's conversations. They're necessary and needed.
They don't think this is a plague.
Baby.
They think it's some sort of divine justice or Darwin's answer for sodomy.
Yay. David feels better because the bitch was concerned.
I want to know.
I'm living. Yes, pray tell. We're gonna go get tested today. We are gonna find out what's going on. I'm living for this. Now look at Ricky's face though.
Right.
Ooh.
Don't be jealous of a perfect mug.
I'm gonna skip today.
Okay, Angel, I'm with
See how it
you.
goes with you.
No, nah. Angel said I'm not a fool, sis. No, ma'am. Oh, Candy. She didn't put no kind of alcohol or nothing. Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm so lonely.
Oh, Candy. Join me.
The world is wide.
Look who joined me up here. It's Gussie Wussy. Ooh. With his little haircut. Oh, yeah. Oh. Love you.
Just there. You're more attracted to her than you are to me. She must have those nice round hips after having those babies, right? You were looking for me, for someone like me. You were specific.
I couldn't stop myself.
I was an experiment to you.
Hi, baby.
Don't think you're an experiment.
Hi, baby.
Well, you would like it.
I told you I don't like that. I did that for you.
This conversation.
Is that what this is about?
This whole episode is about conversations, y'all. Like,
I'm a pornographic magazine come to life.
Angel.
It's not fair. That's not what I
That,
said.
Not
okay.
real to you at all.
Yes, you
Girl.
are more than real to me.
Right.
We detected antibodies in your blood.
Yeah, you have to run the test again. It could be a false positive. Could I just have a minute, please? Alone?
Oh, pray tell. That is
So let's
heartbreaking. Come on, Damon, show out. Okay, so she went and got the real surgery, baby, by the good professional. She paid good money. Ooh, Candy, no. Come on, Damon, you better wear it out, baby. That's my baby, that's right. Come on, Blanca, that's my baby. All right, so we got to, okay, pose was everything I needed and then some. Let's get to the review. Hey everybody, it's Matty Rants. So we have a lot to cover with the Pose Episode 4 Fever review part of this reaction review section here. Now I want to go over some topics. Now I do want to go over a couple of things. You know I'm not going to break down the entire episode, but we need to get into a couple of characters, some who have not had as much spotlight as others being brought into the forefront, as well as the incredible and important conversations that are needed and necessary to have after watching this episode. So first, let's start with Candy Abundance. Now, Candy Abundance, we've seen given a couple of lines here and there. She's walked the categories, cleared the show, but we really haven't gotten into her character, and this was about passing. And of course, the category that Pray Tell is giving includes having a body. They're talking about hips, tits, and ass, honey. And she has none. Now, face is a given, but the rest is not. And Pray Tell and the rest of the judges, as well as the entire room, gives her the boot. And she's left sitting there looking crazy and stupid, but Angel comes to her rescue, as an angel always does, and tries to help her understand what's going on or how she feels. And I'm with you too, girl, in that situation. Now, they end up going to a doctor. Well, not really, more of somebody who assisted or helped a nurse. I really can't tell you what their medical degree position is. However, they went to someone's house who was not in the basement, child, but was on the upper, maybe the third or second floor, and tried to see about getting some silicone injections in order to give themselves a better illusion. Hips, body, tits, and all. It's too much money for Candy, and she ends up going to see somebody in the darker of alleys who, once she turned around, gave everybody a spook, because you could say her surgery was a bit botched. Quite a bit. But she had what Candy needed for the price. And Candy was like, I'm all down. Angel, you jumping in? Angel, being a smart sis, was like, girl, I'll let you do it first and see what happens. And Candy got her wish. Now, mind you, in between all these times, between the first doctor and the second doctor, Candy tried to walk the category again. And she decided to pad herself this time, and Electra read her into oblivion, child. Oblivion and beyond. The read was, I have legs, because they are given. I have a waist, because it's given. And my face is a given. What do you have? I said, child, Electra is always my spirit animal when I want to read somebody. Gotta love Miss Dominique for that. But yes, Candy ends up fainting when she wins the category that she so wanted to have. But at what cost? She ended up having a fever from the injections, and as we see later on at the end of the episode, Mama has lumps and bumps now at the injection site, and that is from a bad dosage. Child, it was not worth it, it seems like, for Candy here, but Candy's learning a hard lesson, unfortunately. But yeah, it was nice to see Candy's character get a bit more development than just one of the kids from the House of Abundance. And I hope they do that for a lot of these people who are in House of Abundance, because we kind of saw everybody in there, but we didn't really get everyone's story. And it's nice to know more about just Electra, even though Electra is an amazing character. It's nice to see people like Candy get some shine. So shout out to the writing team for that one. On to the next subject. Now, Electra, child, speaking of you, whoever got Christopher Maloney to join this episode, God bless you. That was my TV crush with the Law and Order days, Honey Oz days for the kids who knew back in the day of the HBO, like the old H-Home box office. I loved giving a little every time I say something exciting. But yeah, Christopher Maloney was in this episode as Electra's sugar daddy, appropriately. And the conversation was very interesting in terms of, you know, I want to go ahead with my procedure. And he's thinking to himself, well, I like you because you're a little extra. There's something special about you. And I want to keep that because I feel like I have control, or I have that in my box to use. You know what I'm saying? And I found it interesting with the conversation they're having. The man was saying that he's been through 2 marriages in 10 years with Electra. That means this man has been through 2 marriages while still seeing Electra. That's crazy. But he does not want her to have the surgery, and Electra feels that she needs to have this because that is what's going to make her complete as a woman and what she's always wanted. So why do something because somebody else wants you to do it? You feel what I'm saying? I mean, why not do something? Here we go. Why not do something because someone else doesn't want you to do it? Don't allow people to take away your happiness and your dreams just to satisfy their own needs. And this was an important lesson for Electra. After she watched Aphrodite Extravaganza walk in, and Miss Thing was giving body, hair, face, all of the above. 10s across the board were definitely given. She was grand prize, while Electra was first runner-up. And they have a really great moment in the diner. I'm loving this diner scene. It's like the normal diner they go to. It's like a safe haven for the trans community and the kids of the ballroom to come there really late or early in the morning to get something to eat and to go about, you know, what do they have to do. But I liked the conversation between Aphrodite and Electra because it was important. Aphrodite looked up to Electra. She was the standard. And she herself wanted to get what Electra had and got the entire surgery completed and felt that that was what was needed in order for her to be accepting, we'll keep that, of herself. And Electra had that breakdown moment in the diner. I said, girl, thank you for humanizing her because she's been labeled the major bitches of bitchesness. Bitches of bitchesness? I like that. I'm going to keep that one. And we got to see that moment from her, and I'm glad that Electra went ahead and started signing the paperwork, and she's ready to go. We'll see next episode how that goes through. To go through. I said that about 3 times. Whatever. Electra, I really like Electra's character. It's one of my favorite characters next to Blanca and pretty much the whole house of Evangelista. But they're really fleshing out these characters, man, which is why I still don't understand why the show is not getting enough ratings. Like, we should be watching this. The gay community, the straight community, all communities should be watching this show. It's a very good show. And that leads me into my next topic, which is a very important topic, and I'm glad they addressed this on the show. Of course, it has been talked about throughout the episodes, but this time we got a full conversation in reference to HIV and AIDS when it comes to those who are not in the know. And that happens when Damon starts to become very sick and Blanca starts to ask these important questions. Damon, being young, finds it to be too personal because him and Blanca now have this relationship where that's my mom and I'm her son after being kicked out. So they treat it just like that, and I'm glad they show that on the show. It's very important. But the conversation made Damon uncomfortable, and so Damon then had a conversation with, I said a conversation so many times in this video, but this is kind of what the episode was about. It was like conversations being had in the show that are then taken outside of the show that are important to have with everybody around you. Especially younger youth, okay? Younger youth. Matthew. Okay, I'm just trying to get this through. The conversation was important, though. Angel basically broke it down to Damon what Blanca was trying to get out. Like, are you having unprotected sex? You may end up having the virus, and it's important to ask these questions without any of them knowing that Blanca is HIV positive. All right. So when Ricky comes in the next day, then Ricky and Damon get into it because Ricky's like, I've had sex with about 50 people. What? I'm thinking, how old is Ricky, child? But then again, when you're hustling and when you've been on the streets, you'll do what you can for something to eat, honey. So that raised so many questions. But Blanca was listening at the door the entire time like a mother should. And she thought it was insane. And that's when her and Pray Tell's conversation happens about AIDS and HIV and how they look at it in America. And Pray Tell said something that was really powerful in this episode, which was Ronald Reagan won't even say the word. They're not doing anything about it. He's seen so many people die to AZT faster than those who basically didn't do any treatment at all. And Blanca's just issuing, you just got to know, though. It's best that you know and that you did something about it versus you just accepting it and dying, just not trying to live, not trying to have a life. Oh, my goodness. This was it's a very important and very powerful part of this episode. And then Pray Tell then brings the boys together, okay? The young ones that don't know or are not knowledgeable in the situation, and tells them, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go get tested. We're going to do that all together so that no one feels uncomfortable and that we're here for each other. Now, that includes Little Poppy, that includes Damon, Ricky, and Pray Tell. They all go get tested. All the boys come out clean. Unfortunately, Pray Tell was diagnosed with HIV, and that scene of him saying, I can't go back out there, and I can't show these people how I'm getting emotional just talking about it. I just can't show them that. He's like, I can't bring that to them. That breakdown, it was in, Pray Tell, I was crying. It was a lot. And he came out there and he told the boys, I'm negative, but we know better. And, you know, let's go out and celebrate and have a good time. And, you know, Blanca finds out by having that conversation with Pray Tell, and child, it breaks your heart. But it is more important for you to know what's going on than you just say, you know what, I'm just going to live, it's going to happen, whatever. But you have to take care of yourself, and it's really important. And to see how AIDS and HIV was being treated in the late 80s compared to now, where we now have commercials saying HIV is not the end. I saw one just the other day. HIV is not the end. This is what you can do to prevent yourself. Go on to www. They're giving us options. There's more knowledge now of the disease, and it's not something that is an immediate death sentence. But unfortunately, something that was brought up in the show about how straight people use that against gay people as a way of saying, that's your punishment for being who you are. And, they're finding it to be just natural because of the things that we do or whatever to be acceptable, and it's not. And I've noticed that a lot of people now still use that, especially on social media, where they say, the gays have AIDS, that's just the natural way of killing them off the earth so that way the rest of us can actually live. And somebody's death in the rap community sparked a whole wave of people saying these horrible things against the gay community, because the gay community, apparently the guy was homophobic. It turned into this huge thing. But that stuff is still used against the LGBTQ community right now. And we need to combat against that type of conversation, that type of speech, any type of hate speech like that on any level. Racist hate speech needs to be taken out. Homophobic slurs taken out. Misogynistic ways taken out. Any and everything. And to hear that my trans sisters on this show, Electra and Blanca, not their real names in real life, people, but in real life, both of them over the past 2 weeks that I have seen have had moments where they have been completely just not treated well at all. And Dominique was, I believe, on vacation, and some man propositioned her for sex, and she was like, no, and she ends up getting kicked out of her hotel. Insane. MJ is sitting there waiting for the train to come, and some man starts asking these insane questions and berating her and just insulting her and harassing her in public. And no one did anything. We can't let stuff like that continue and go on. We are not weak people, and this is not something that should be tolerated or accepted on any level, because what if it was the other way around? Come on now, people. But yeah, this episode brought a lot of that into the forefront for me, because I'm thinking of the conversation about AIDS and HIV and thinking about how people in the LGBTQ community are treated in general. You know what I mean? It's just, we have to be better, but we also have to be better within our own community too, because I can't hear about somebody self-hating themselves and then coming to the community and bringing that self-hate with them too, okay? So let's get on to the next subject. Now, Blanca didn't have a lot this episode, but she was more of a side character that was needed to bring people back to reality, okay? But I'm glad with the conversation too. I'm gonna go back to Candy and Blanca here. I'm sorry, Candy and Electra, because Candy felt like Electra couldn't see where she was coming from, and Electra was like, but I can. I know I'm a rude bitch. You are, sis. But I can see where you're coming from, baby, and you're okay. This isn't the end. But God, this was a good episode. Oh, and one more thing. I have one more thing. Yes, let me get to this. Angel and Stan's relationship, honey, that it feels like it's going downhill. I like it, but I don't like it. I like it for Angel, but I do not like it for Angel. Mind you, this episode, number 4, Fever, is a couple of weeks after Christmas. Not even, I think it's a few months, because they're no longer in winter gear and everybody's kind of like giving you spring silliness. But it's been a while since Stan didn't show up for Angel when Angel needed him to show up, right? But he's there now. And so Angel's having all these doubts and these conversations about, you know, do I need to look like this a certain way? Well, how does your wife feel about you? And I know you think your wife looks better because she has those hips and those the tits that you want and all that type of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? And why is she self-projecting onto him, knowing the situation that she's in, but at the same time, Stan makes her feel some kind of way. Stan makes her feel so comfortable that she can have that conversation with him. Like, you don't like me this way? This isn't just it's not a business transaction anymore. There's some real feelings being developed there. And when Stan talks about finding or having that, getting that magazine that said she-male on the front, which was like, oh, Lord, I hate just hearing those terms. But seeing that on the front, and that's, you know, where he felt kind of excited about it, she got so angry with him and felt that she was a fetish. I mean, girl, he is married with kids and he has you on the side now. Maybe he's not living his truth, or maybe he's fetishizing you. She felt that and completely kicked him out and was totally over the situation. And we see at the end of the episode, she goes to the first doctor that her and Candy see, and she gets some shots, honey, because she doesn't want to lose Stan, and that makes me scared for Angel. Tell me, what did you think of this episode of Fever? Were you living for the ballroom commentary? I almost forgot to talk about it, but pray tell read the dog piss out of Candy. Not once, but twice. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. But yes, tell me what you thought of tonight's, not tonight's, I saw this today. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Who is your favorite? What do you hope to see from this season? Can we not get more people to watch this? Can we get a lot of people to watch this show? I want a second season, third season, fourth season, fifth season. I want this to be like American Horror Story, where I know it's coming every year and that I get excited to see this as part of the lineup. Can we not have this don't let this be something like a Noah's Ark where we get 2 seasons and they're very far apart and then it just ends up going away and we don't have a show anymore that we really can enjoy that speaks and caters to our audience, okay? I enjoy watching other shows too, but it's not fun watching a show that's scene, scenario, and situation is a heteronormative that has no relation to do with me. And while it's still great and I have nothing against it because, honey, that's how some of the best television shows are, I want a show that has the majority of people being a part of the LGBTQ community, having people of color in there and speaking real stories. This is it. Watch this show. Pose on FX Sundays, 9, 8 Central. And do yourself a favor. If you like to go out on Sundays because you're so drunk from Sunday Funday, girl, set your DVR. It counts. I'm off my pedestal. Me and the cast of Clueless are getting out of here. I'll see y'all later. Bye.